meeting of the Central Valley Board of Education, February the 14th, 2024. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of
America.
to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Colleen, can you have a roll call, please?
Mr. Analine,
Here.
Bel Castro.
Here.
Ms. Enzo,
Here.
Mr. McDonald,
Here.
Mr. Moab,
Here.
Mr. O'Neill,
Here.
Mr. Ross,
Here.
Mr. Ambrose.
Here. Thank you.
Executive session.
I'd like to turn it over to our solicitor, Mr. Falco, to give us an update on executive session.
All right, the board just held an executive session immediately prior to tonight's meeting commencing at 6 o'clock to discuss personnel and to receive information.
Okay. Thank you. All right, routine items, public comments and agenda items only, and I'm gonna maybe ask you to give your little update or.
You guys have any public comment on agenda items? We don't need to go through the decorum, do we? You guys have been doing enough things.
Okay.
Thank you.
Obviously, if you have a comment on a non-agenda item, you can utilize that at the end of the meeting. Thank you. Number 4. Minutes to approve the voting session minutes from January the 18th, 2024. Moving right along, our treasurer is O'Neill, and I'm going to pass that along to him, business items.
A, pay bills. Confirm the January 2024 general fund payments in the amount of $1,079,092.48. Number 2, to confirm the January 2024 cafeteria fund payments in the amount of $69,700.08. And number 3, to confirm the January 2024 construction fund payments in the amount of $86,275.70. B, to approve the January 2024 Berkheimer report.
Thank you, Mr. O'Neill. Agenda items. A, board policy items. 1, to approve the 2024-2025 Central Valley School Calendar. And 2, to approve based upon the recommendation of our solicitor to authorize to settle the matter of the 2024 property tax appeal of the Stonegate Townhouse property parcel 56-014-0305.000 at a reduced assessed value beginning in 2024 of $1,250,000. Well, you're back up, Joe.
Okay.
Negotiation items.
Number 1, to approve the memorandum of understanding between the school district and the Central Valley Education Support Professionals to adjust the new higher rates contained in the collective bargaining agreement.
Thank you. Education items under C. Ms. Belcastro is our chairperson.
Okay, to approve, confirm the release time, staff development request. You see in the chart above, conference is to the left, in the middle, those individuals who will be attending, and then the third column, the dates they will be attending. That's it for me.
Thank you, Ms. Belcastro. Technology, Mr. McDonald is our chairperson.
Yeah, just a quick update. I believe the last session I mentioned we'd have a meeting before this session. That got moved to next week. So we'll have a meeting with Mr. Emiller and the committee next Thursday before our board meeting, and we'll share any updates if we have any from there.
Yeah, and I appreciate your flexibility to change the meeting. I didn't want to rush it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item E, athletics. Mr. Ross serves as our chairperson.
Number one, to approve the following spring coaches and stipends pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances. The sport and the coaches are listed on the left-hand column. And also the coaches participate in that particular sport is in the middle. And their stipend is listed on the right-hand column.
Anything else? Okay, thank you, Mr. Ross. Extracurricular activities. Mr. Analine serves as our chairperson.
One, to approve the following individuals and stipends pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances for the Central Valley High School musical presentation. You'll see on the left column, the position, in the middle of the person's name, and on the right, the stipend. Note orchestra personnel will be submitted after the musical due to the availability of musicians for practices and performances. And an FYI on some field trips, you can see the three columns, the destination on the left, the group that's participating in the middle, and the dates on the right.
Okay. Thank you. Anything else? Okay,
Thanks.
building and grounds. Mrs. DeCenzo serves as our chairperson.
We have a chart to approve, confirm the following building usage request. So we have the building listed first, then the organization requesting it, the date, and the purpose of the usage.
Thank you. Anything else?
We had a meeting, but we'll have an update later.
Okay, thank you. Agenda item H, personnel items. Mr. Bloom serves as our chairperson.
Yeah, we're looking to approve additions to 2023-2024 substitute list, pending receipt, review, and acceptance of all clearances. Number two, approve the resignation of Shannon Elizio, paraprofessional, effective February 14th, 2024. Number three, to approve the retirement of Michelle Kiefer, custodian, effective February 23, 2024. Number four, to approve the resignation of Jennifer Herrick, paraprofessional, effective January 19th, 2024. Number five, to approve Kay English as a paraprofessional, the rate of $13.50 an hour in accordance with the CVSD agreement, pending receipt, review, acceptance of all clearances, effective February 5th, 2024. Anything else, Dr. Perry?
That is all.
Okay, thank you. Item I, finance items. Mr. Moad is our chairperson.
Nothing to report, but we did have a finance committee meeting this morning to discuss the current finances and updates on the proposed budget.
Okay, thank you. Item J, public comment. Going once, going twice. Thank you. Before I get into superintendent's comments or board members' comments, I'm going to go back to our staff. And I'm going to start with you, Mr. I. Miller, because I always forget about you behind that TV set.
We've just been continuing ongoing work on the new steel standards in the state of Pennsylvania. Have to implement in our elementary and middle school programs with the fourth grade PSSA test moving to grade 5 in 2 years. We have to begin some PD with our teachers here towards the end of the year and going into next year. And I believe that after speaking with Dr. Perry, I think we're going to schedule a meeting with the education committee maybe to share some of that information with them so that they're aware of the new standard. Otherwise, just getting ready for some PSSA prep here coming up in March.
Okay. Thank you. Is it going to be you, Mr. Vilkovikian, or Mr. McCreary? Okay.
Good evening. In the high school, the winter wave of Keystone exams finished in the middle of January. We will be receiving the data files on March the 5th to see how our high school performed. The end of the second 9 weeks and finals concluded on January 23rd. Report cards were distributed at the end of the month as well. NHS induction ceremony took place on February the 7th. We inducted 48 new members. to the Central Valley chapter of NHS. And our high school musical preview will take place here at the high school on February 28th for all students. And the musical itself will take place on February 29th through March the 2nd.
Thank you. Okay. Mr. Dolph.
As the middle school, we had our first unified bocce away meet at Hopewell a couple weeks ago. The kids had a wonderful time representing us. We have another one coming up against Beaver here next month, and then we host a tri-meet versus Beaver and Hopewell. So that's the first time that we've branched out from in-house to playing other schools at the middle school level. We have our Valentine's Day dance coming up this Friday, which we're looking for another great turnout from our student body. Ms. Hicks has done a phenomenal job putting together our February Kindness Month. So every day and each week, we have different kindness challenges for our students to go and do amazing things. And they've been given a Google Meet where they can fill out who they give to or what they received, and then they go in a ballot to win a little certificate and prizes. All of that is going well. Our teachers are getting ready for the PSSAs as they're vastly approaching. So we have kind of like a trial run with the technology coming up here in a Friday or two to make sure that all of our technology is ready to go when we have 530 kids on the DRC website to do that. So hoping everything works well there, but it's looking really good. And then lastly, as Mr. Vukovic said, our kids are excited to come up and preview the high school musical here in 2 Wednesdays. So we'll be busing our kids up to get a little 45-minute segment and then back to the middle school. It's all at the middle school right now.
Thank you very much. Mr. Farragotti.
At Todd Lane, we just finished up our local assessments and we began our remediation and our enrichment groups. The week of January 22nd, we celebrated Kindness Week. And it was celebrated on Friday by having Josh and Gab. So thank you to the PTA for organizing that event for our students. Also, this past Friday, we had our annual Valentine's Day party. That was also hosted by our PTA. The kids had a great time. And then this Friday, we will have our second 9-week golden ticket party. That is for our SWIBIS rewards. Third grade won again. So they are getting a golden ticket party this Friday. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for all those updates. Well, representing I'm sorry. Go ahead. Come on. Representing Center Grange.
Yes.
Park.
All right, so Mrs. Kasanovich unfortunately couldn't be here this evening, but wanted to share information with everybody about things that are going on at Center Grange. So first of all, when they came back from winter break, they had our SWIBIS refreshers, which basically means we take the students back around the building, remind them of what all the rules are and what the expectations are everywhere. And then this Wednesday, we've started our new Warrior Wednesday group. So that's part of our SWIBIS program as well. So students who need a little bit more instruction in different areas of our expectations meet weekly in social skills groups and small group setting for that. Also earlier in January, we had early intervention parent meetings. We did one during the day and one in the evening where parents who have students enrolled at the preschool level in special education were able to come and learn about our school age programs. And we're already starting to prep for the transition for them coming this year. So we have many children ready to attend already. And there will be another parent meeting for anyone who's registering their child for kindergarten on February 21st at 5:30 at Center Grange. Just like at Todd Lane, the PTA sponsored the Josh and Gab performance at Center Grange, and that focused on kindness. The students always love having them come. They get excited to dance and sing about kindness. It's amazing what some of our friends who are a little more on the shy end will do when they get an audience with Josh and Gab. They're really good about including our kids with special needs as well, which I always appreciate. They also PTA sponsored the Valentine's Day party at Center Grange on Friday, and Center Grange had a book blast fundraiser that they did through Books Are Fun. That started before Christmas, and we were just able to get those books distributed last week, which resulted in over 2,400 free books to our students. And because of the fundraising, each student received at least one book, which is pretty exciting.
Any special ed notes?
I do have some special ed news.
Thank you.
As far as gifted goes, we already have at least 15 students who are eligible to attend the National Academic Games Competition. This year, that'll be in Atlanta. There's another president's competition coming up, so we might even have a few other students who are on the cusp of being able to qualify that way. And I'm very, very pleased to announce, and I'm so proud of our community for everyone's participation in our polar plunge. We exceeded expectations by a lot. Central Valley itself raised over $24,000. That is an all-time record. We've raised well over $125,000 since we started the polar plunge, maybe a decade or so ago. We had student participation this year. We had paraprofessionals who signed up their entire families. We had represented from Mr. Moad was there from the board. Lots of great participation. I'd like to thank our administration for allowing some of the jeans days and things that staff were able to contribute to. But we have two team captains, Elise King and Courtney Modis, who work out of Center Grange. They're our speech teachers. They do a great job of rallying the troops, and they had a lot of great teacher support out of that building and other buildings. I know Emily Dinsher is our third speech teacher. She helps a lot behind the scenes. Marie King, Sherry Maselli, Jessica Houston. Steph Kelly does our design for our t-shirts every year. She's from the middle school. I think I'm getting everybody who's helped out, but I'm really, really proud of everyone. And I couldn't be more proud to be part of the Central Valley community for all you do to support our special needs programs.
Do you think there was any correlation between the hard work of the administration, faculty, et cetera, and the warm weather?
I would hope so. Then we should be in for another good year next year.
Thank you for all that update.
Sure.
Okay. Chacon, status on the athletic programs.
Last Wednesday, February 7th, we conducted our national letter of intent signing for 7 of our student athletes. They participated here in the cafeteria. It's a good day for, their families and the students, student athletes who have decided to move on to college. Winter sports are slowly coming to an end. As you guys are aware, our boys basketball team will be playing this Friday at Hampton at 7:00. And our girls basketball team will host a game at the Central Valley Middle School on Tuesday, February 20th, also at 7:00 against West Mifflin. In gymnastics, they had WPILs this weekend. Our team fared pretty well, 6th overall, and some individual accolades. This weekend, they will be entering the PA Classic in Moon. For swimming, MAC championships for this weekend, and then WPILs will be conducted next weekend. As far as wrestling's concerned, WPILs are this weekend at Keystone Oaks. Regionals will follow next weekend, and then the state tournament for our individuals will be on March 7th through the 9th. Our cheerleaders entered the PIAA state championships in January. They placed 9th. Unified Bocce, their season's coming to an end. They have their playoff match on February 21st at Moon High School at 4:00. And then if they go from there to Geneva College on March 6th, if they qualify. And then spring sports right around the corner, Monday, March 4th. It'll be the first official day.
Thank you.
You got it.
Just to give you an FYI, if our girls get past the game Friday against West Mifflin, they will draw North Catholic, who has a bye, and ironically, our business manager as a young girl, as a 9th grader starting for North Catholic. So there's going to be some bragging rights. Thanks, Sam. Okay. See if I can get back on track here. Superintendent's comments.
Everybody's blaming me for Valentine's Day, so I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Any board member comments? Mr. Ross.
I'd like to congratulate everybody that's involved with our Warrior Way, and I know that's spearheaded by Mr. Fakovican. It's very informational on top to bottom at what we're covering throughout our school district, and especially I like reading what we did on the where we rank at the top in the county with our test scores. I really proud of that. And I think this is what people need to see throughout our community, what is going on in our schools and what is being accomplished by everybody, you know? And I think that's a very, very productive thing that we have going here with the Warrior Way. So congratulations to you and everybody that's involved in putting this together and making it happen, Mr. Vukovican, okay? And I'd like to congratulate all of our sports teams and individuals that are moving on to, you know, the WPIL playoffs and so on. So congratulations to, you know, all the teams and the individuals that have done well in their sport and is moving on. So I think that's another thing that we ought to publicize more too. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Any other board comments?
I'd like to congratulate Mrs. Park and her team. Special ed has a special place in my heart. It doesn't go unnoticed, the amount of funds you guys raise. That's a lot of money. So keep up the good work. And we appreciate that. Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Bloom.
Kudos to our JV boys basketball team for an undefeated season. Great accomplishment.
I think it was first time ever. And Coach Vaughn did a nice job with the kids. Okay, thank you. All right, anything else?
Dave, one more thing here.
Yes, Joe.
I'd like to thank Dr. Perry. I'd like to thank Joan Falco, the negotiations committee, present and past, Mr. McDonald, Ms. Belcastro, Mrs. DeCenzo, for all the time and all the effort that was put in to adjust the present, CVSD contract issues. And I hope this will go a long way toward having some peace at the workplace.
Okay. Thank you, Joe.
Yes, sir.
Anything else? Okay, you know, before I ask for a motion, just like to thank the board members, administration, and anybody that helped out this evening for spending half of their Valentine's Day evening with us. Thank you very much. Okay, motion to adjourn. Mr. Bloom, seconded by Mr. Ross. Meeting adjourned.